Hi, and welcome to another edition of Zoom Breakout Rooms. I'm here 4 times so that I can demonstrate how this works. We just had another update. There's some fantastic new options, but also some things to know before you have your next online event. Hi, my name is Patricia with Regier Educational Services. So I'm just going to spotlight myself for just a moment and give you a little bit of background. So Zoom has provided another update. With every update, there are some things sometimes that are unexpected, great new features, but learning the nuances of how it works with an actual group in a live setting, there's some tips I'm going to share with you today. So first of all, let's take a look. Now, I will remove the spotlight. That is one of the updated features. I can go to view here and do a gallery view. And you know, if I also share something and pull up a PowerPoint presentation, and then we have, I don't have my second screen hooked up right now. So slideshow from beginning. Okay, so when we go to more, when you can't see your Zoom navigation bar, you go to more here, and I can pick Breakout Rooms, which I'm going to show you. I can pick Chat to open that up, and if I had a second screen attached, I would move that over there. And I can click Participants here and see where everyone is. And I also have the view right here too. So ideally I would have all of that on another screen. And when I have my backup computer set up, I can see that participants can just see my screen and myself because I've spotlighted. But first of all, if I want to move around, I'm gonna first of all make everyone participants. Okay, for now I'm going to withdraw and just have myself as host. Well, I can move this around and change the order. If I want to make sure myself as the host, I'm in the corner. And with the view, you can now click Follow Host Video Order. So if you have a backup computer and a lot of people on here, you might want your backup computer to be at the bottom. So if people are scrolling through to see who's on camera, you're at the end because that's your backup computer. And if you want for yourself, you might have a speaker that's spotlighted and that's the main or pinned. Those are other details. But just if you have everybody on the same screen, you're not sharing right now, but you want the host and the two speakers to be together, you can move them around. And because in view, you have clicked Follow Host Video Order, everybody gets that same view. It's pretty amazing. And this is releasing the video order. You can go speaker view, so then the main person that is speaking and that my participants have followed that as well. So now I've gone to gallery. They still have control over how they want to see people, but you are able to dictate a little bit more for being able to have the speakers all to group together and they're not lost in a second page of people and people can't see who's speaking. So whether it's gallery view or speaker view, you can pull them all together and have all the participants follow the host video or order, which is awesome. Now, when I click more here and click on breakout rooms, we have some new options. We can assign automatically. That has been what we would refer to as randomize. We can assign manually, and we can let participants choose their own room, which is amazing. So if we click that and create, you still have the options of how long you want the room, allow participants to choose their own room. That's an automatic checkbox. A lot of times we don't have that checked off. And automatically move assigned participants into breakout rooms. That's typically a good thing if people aren't as aware of the navigation of Zoom, that they don't have to press a button to go join room or leave room. That happens automatically. One thing to note, I'll just move this over a bit. One thing to note, if you have speakers, maybe you're the host, you're navigating, you're the production partner, you're doing all the background stuff, and you have the speaker that's a co-host and another person that's a co-host, if you pick the option of automatically move them to participants into the room, and if you decide to, let me just X out and go back in. Now, if you decide to assign automatically, your co-hosts are also going to end up in the rooms. So there's something to note here. If you have assign automatically and you have co-hosts that you don't want to be pulled into rooms, then you're going to want to not have it automatic. And then you need to explain to everyone that they need to click the button to join the room. So there's a couple things to think about. If your co-hosts are okay with navigating and coming back in, and your speaker is okay with unmuting and resharing their PowerPoint and getting set up during the breakout session, you might be okay. But if that's going to be disruptive to your speakers, you might just need to pass on that task to all the participants that they have to click the button to join. So definitely some things to think about. I will explain this in detail in a blog post as well, and make it clear for the pros and cons and why you would do things different ways. So automatically, pros and cons, you can recreate, assign them randomly, which is automatically, manually, and I'm going to show you that, or let participants choose, which is really cool. So you can rename, let's say you were doing different leadership style 1, and then rename leadership style 2, and then you want to add a room, leadership style 3. Now, if I have some co-hosts and we want to do everything automatically or manually, they're not going to get pulled into a room. It's the randomized automatic that they could be pulled into a room. So I might co-host room if I wanted another room that I can quickly just put them in there so they're not with other participants, and then they can click the button to come back. So I can, with options, how long they're going to be in the room, how long the countdown, notify me when time is up, automatically move them to the assigned breakout rooms. But that's not going to be checked off if we're letting them pick. So let's see what it looks like when we're letting them pick. Let's open all rooms and go like this. I can decide to join any room. So I'm moving to the room. Right now, I'm moving around as a participant. Normally, a participant wouldn't have the choice to open up a breakout room box at the bottom. So it's super exciting. So I can now pick to join another room. and just moving there as well. So this is as a participant, this breakout room box is up. So I'm going to close it now as the host. Okay, so this is what pops up as a participant when the breakout rooms have ended. You have this, will end in 17 seconds or leave breakout room. Taking back control. So that's pretty cool that we can open up the rooms, recreate, and sign them automatically. Now, if I go to manually and recreate, I can then assign by picking there. I'll assign that person there, assign that person there, assign that person there. And then if I click on the person, I can move them or exchange them with a room. And when I click this number, it lets me, let's say someone else joined after you've already set up the breakout rooms and somebody's internet kicked out and they came back in again. They'll show up in this list right here. And the way you can add someone is by clicking that number. So right now, everybody's been assigned, except for myself as the host. The make co-host. And we'll go back to breakout rooms. Move to room 1. Move to room 1. So I have everybody in the same room. And they've all been checked off. If I uncheck someone, they won't be assigned to the room. But once they're checked, then they are added to the room. And again, I can click there, move to room 2, move to room 4, and move people around. I can, at any time I want to open all rooms, and then when I close the rooms and bring people back, I can recreate the same ones I've set up already. If you've got, have pre-assigned groups and styles and mix them up, or I can recreate and start all over again. I can have 2 breakout rooms, sign them automatically, options, automatically move them, and change the time and the countdown clock. Can add a room. There's so many options here, but that recreate now gives you the option of assign automatically, which is random, assign manually, which is what I demonstrated, or let participants choose. As a co-host, let me demonstrate that. When I pick the participants, I've got my second computer, I believe, is the co-host. So if I make them the host, that was correct. So I now can see breakout rooms come up only for the host. Because for myself, I'm going to make me a co-host. Okay, so now I'm a co-host, and I'm going to show you as a co-host if you were accidentally put into a room what to do. So as a co-host, I can't see breakout rooms, so I'm going to recreate, assign automatically, and I'm going to open up all the rooms. Okay, so I've been given the choice to join the room, but if I went with the option, automatically move people to their assigned rooms, now I'm going to show you what happens. I just automatically am moved to the room. So now I've been put into a room. I'm the co-host, the speaker. What I want to do is leave room. So I'm clicking that, leave room. And this is really important. Leave breakout room. Not the other button. Not even going to say it. Leave breakout room. Now I'm moving back to the main room. So one person was, that's the host who's with me here. And I'm the co-host. But what I'm going to do too is do this again and demonstrate something. Recreate, sign automatically, which is random, 4 rooms, options, that they're going automatically. And I am a co-host, so we'll see that perspective. Opening all rooms. Okay. Nor in the past, a co-host would not have had this breakout room option. In this scenario, I have it randomized and being pulled into the room automatically, no choices. So participants do not have a choice. I am right now demonstrating a co-host now can see the breakout rooms. So this is perfect as a facilitator to be able to move around from room to room and join. But I can't get back to the main room unless I click leave room. So again, I'll repeat, as a co-host, going randomized, automatically being pulled into a room is okay. I start with wherever I start, or my co-facilitator or production partner, we may have arranged to go from room to room. With your co-host, co-facilitator, your production partner, you may have already made a game plan that you're going to go from room 2 to room 1 to room 4, whatever the plan is. What is really fantastic is once you're in a room that you now don't have to rely on them to move you around, you can open this up and pick which room you want to join next. If you want to go back to the main room and not the breakout rooms, again, you pick leave room and leave breakout room. Another couple things to note is in your breakout room, people can be chatting with each other, but that chat is not the main chat. And in the breakout rooms, if you have set up where multiple participants can share, they could be sharing their spotlight. They could be sharing a whiteboard and doing an annotation, or even sharing a video clip for their group. There's so many possibilities with the breakout rooms, especially if you're now letting people choose which room, case study, or leader that they're going to speak to. And, there's a lot of coordinating that happens in the background as a production partner. And I will break out some of the possibilities, some of the pros and cons and things to keep in mind for your host, for your facilitators or speakers, for your co-hosts, and your participants. But it's really fantastic to have these different options. It's just important to know what could happen. For example, when I was dividing up in pairs to do role playing for a facilitator, and there was 11 or 12 rooms, and they were all in pairs to do some role playing. But a bunch of the participants were falling off because their internet was cutting out. And so all of a sudden there was one person there, because I could see the breakout room list, and instead of two people, there were one. When they came back, I had to reconnect, click that number one to add and pick which person to send back into that room, because I was setting it up ahead of time. So when I opened rooms, everybody went to where they were needing to go. So things happen. People were coming in and out, or another detail, if people were coming into the meeting with the computer link, so that's sort of their video box, whether they put their video on or not, but then to talk, they were calling in because they didn't have a mic, and I needed to merge both of those. And I'm getting to learn that you can do all this stuff even on a cell phone. There is a way, if that's a backup way. And so sometimes just make yourself go on as the host with your cell phone one time for a meeting, and then just play around and figure it out. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go here, go to invite, and copy invitation, and then
welcome to Zoom. Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Appuyez sur le pour choisir.
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue.
oh, participant ID.
After the tone, please record your name. When you have finished recording, press pound.
Patricia 2.
You are in the meeting now. There are 4 participants in the meeting. You have been put on hold by the host. You cannot listen or talk until the host releases the hold.
Ooh, you get music. Okay.
Okay.
Put that quiet away. All right, now, so there's someone here, and when I go to more, I can merge with video, and it's giving me all of these options. Sometimes it won't, and then I merge. Okay, that's super important, and this is probably a long distance call, but when I go to breakout rooms and recreate, assign automatically, let's make it for 2 rooms, recreate, and open all rooms, that will happen. The phone number has been merged with, everyone's moving automatically. But when I go to participants, let's see here, cell phone not joined. Probably because it kind of disconnected and had to come back in. These things happen. And so not joined, I assign to room 2. Okay. But because I merged the phone number with the video, they ended up in the same room. Now I'm going to close all rooms and redo this with the leave now. Leave breakout room. In 17 seconds it will end. So everyone will come back. All right. And And when we look here, we have just still the 4. So even though I called in, because I merged, I can move them as one. Oh. One, two, three, four, 5. So one of these is, and something dropped off again. Now we're going to do this again to show you. And all these phone numbers are probably long distance for me.
Enter your meeting ID followed by pound.
Puis,
Enter your participant ID followed by pound. Otherwise, just press pound to continue. After the tone, please record your name. When you have finished recording, press pound.
Phone.
You are in the meeting now. There are 4 participants in the meeting. You have been put on hold by the host. You cannot listen or talk until the host releases the hold.
Okay, so I'm going to admit. Now I have a phone number. I can either rename it or rename. And now I can decide who I'm going to merge with video. And these are my options. So if you don't have it merged and you open up the breakout rooms. Let's go recreate automatically options. Automatically. I'm the host. Okay, I'm gonna just do it automatically. Open all rooms and you can see what happens. So right now this phone's not assigned. I could move it manually with the counterpart. Ooh, it told me something. Okay, I'm going to close all rooms.
If you want to join main session immediately, please press pound.
Wow, I didn't know because I've never phoned in that it does all of this. So pound. So that's what happens. And what I can do, again, I'm going to show you, is let's say I was recreating. Ooh. Because you're hearing it through the phone. Let's say options or recreate. I'm going to do it manually. And this is where I can move people around, exchange, move around. But before that, so you can see here, if I go like this, merge with video, and merge, then it drops the phone number because it's now together. So if I recreate automatically and open all rooms, both will go together. And I could then, if I was the participant that was seeing the people in my room, I could also talk with them because the phone's together. What can happen is that the phone's in one room and your video is in another. Okay, I'm going to hang up. So hopefully that's helpful, of a bit of a walkthrough for how to merge, how to deal with a co-host wanting or speaker going from room to room. If you have speakers, they need to be co-hosts. It's only the host that can set up the breakout rooms initially and can get that all started. But it's super exciting that now co-hosts can maneuver from room to room even when the participants can't. That's super helpful to be able to, as a speaker or facilitator, go around from room to room just like you would from table to table. And your production partner or assistant, as the host, can be taking care of the tech in the background. As participants, it is super exciting that now we could set up for our workshop participants that they could pick from room to room if that's the setup that we chose, because it is appropriate for, they pick which theme they want to go to, which color, which personality, which case study, which assignment that they want to learn about. Or what you can do also is have everyone pick, and then you have a leader for each of the rooms that they know they need to go to room 1, room 2, room 3. And room 1, they're going to be sharing a certain video for that group, or sharing the whiteboard to take notes. In order for people to share in all of the different rooms, you have to tick off here. If you haven't done it ahead of time in settings, multiple participants can share automatically or simultaneously, and that allows them. And when you're in a room, those might be in some of our other videos or in our online course about saving the whiteboard and be able to pull that up later. There's so many different aspects of Zoom to learn, but I hope that this is helpful, that the new additions to the breakout rooms in Zoom are super helpful and a fantastic opportunity as facilitators to create engaging experiences online. Again, my name is Patricia Regier with Regier Educational Services. Thanks so much for checking this out. Please comment,